Good evening, dear devotees, friends. Let us begin this philosophy of Ramayana with a prayer. The prayer that I chant, you please repeat after me, is a prayer for everyone. Sarve bhavantu, sukhinah, sarve santu, niramayah, sarve bhadrani, pasyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhave. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May everyone be happy. May everyone be free from all diseases. May everyone see goodness in all. May no one suffer. That peace, peace, peace unto all. Friends, the topic is our Ramayana. Ramayana is excellent, the history of India. Sometimes the people, they say this is a story, and sometimes they'll be saying that it is an epic. But it is not. The Indians, they believe that it is a history. And what are the characteristics of history? It must be having all the details of the kings and their families, the dynasties, and the local people, and the description of the countries and the places. All those things are there presenting Ramayana. At the same time, as usual, it teaches very high moral values. So this is the Ramayana that we are going to study. In 2 lectures, I will try to complete the philosophy of Ramayana. What is the philosophy? It gives the answer to some of the questions like, why should we live this type of life? So philosophy gives us the answer to that type of question. In Ramayana we find why the society should be like this, society should live in this way, and so many varieties of way they are teaching us. Now this, when you go to it's not coming. So here it began, this Ramayana began with this conversation between these two great personalities. One is Valmiki, another is our Narada. Narada is the son of Brahma, and he remains eternally and going everywhere, encourages people to follow the righteousness, path of righteousness. He'll be going on visiting people and giving them different informations of past and the present and the future. So that is the Narada. It's a very unique communication. And this Narada is visiting another great soul, Valmiki, who in his previous life was a dacoit. He used to rob things and used to live in that way. Then suddenly, one day so happened, this Narada was passing through this jungle, and then he was not the Valmiki, he was Ratnakar. He came and got hold of this Narada. And he told, today I didn't meet anyone, so I have to take away whatever you have. Exactly. You are in a wrong place. I am not having nothing but this Veena, the small little musical thing. I go on playing that and go on taking the name of Lord. I don't have money or anything, no possession. So I'm sorry. He told, no, but whatever, this Veena at least I will take it from you. I said, okay, I can give it to you. But tell me why you are robbing in this way and committing sin. You will go to hell after this because of bad karma. Now I have to maintain my family. The maintaining family, why you should have this profession? You better go and perform something better. No, it's no problem because I have my father, my mother, my wife and 2 children. All if they are sharing, whatever the sin I am incurring, it will be very less. That conversation they were having. Then the Narada said to this man, well, I will be waiting over here. You better go and ask your father, your parents, your wife, your children, are they ready to share your sin? See, here begins the philosophy. In the beginning of Ramayana, when the Ramayana has not started, and the philosophy started, why? No one is going to share your sin. And he said, okay, but I will tie you over here. Otherwise you may go away. So I will tie you. So he tied him with a tree and went back to his family, asked his father, Father, to maintain my family, I am doing this way, and actually I am incurring sin. Are you ready to share? His father said, no. Why should I? When I was a young man and you became my son, I looked after you. You grew up. Now it is your responsibility to look after me. I am not going to share any sin. I don't care how you are earning money. You have to look after me, that's all. That is your duty. He went to the mother. Mother said the same thing. His wife said, no, not at all. You married me and that was the condition. I will look after your family. And I am doing that. But why should I have to share your sin? I am not. Children told, now you are helping us. But when we grow up and you become old, we will take care of you. But we are not going to share your sin. Then he started thinking, oh my God, for whom then I am committing sin? Many of the people, they do not understand. Just to make the family happy, they take pride, they commit sin, and thinking that the family will be happy, maybe for some time. But what will happen to him? This is the first, when the beginning we learn this, no one is going to share your sin. No one. And of course the good work that you do, that also you need to share with anyone. That will be with you only. The karma phala, the action that you do and the result that you gain, that is all yours. Shankaracharya, in a very wonderful way, he said, suppose your father is carrying a load on his head. Now, the son can go and say, Father, let me help you. You can take the load from your father's head, but not his karma phala, not the action that he has already performed. That you cannot share. No one can do that. If you have taken loan, maybe your son will come and say, I will pay it back. Your friend will come forward and help. But no one is going to share your karma phala. Friends, this is the first lesson we learn in the beginning of the Ramayana. And afterwards we came back, we met this guru, this Narada, and he said, what I will do now, because I have committed a lot of sin. Okay, no problem. The moment you think that you have committed sin, and you think that you are not going to repeat it from that very moment, you will be free. Start the tapasya. So this is Hinduism. They will never say, oh, you have committed sin, you will go to hell eternally. No. I have understood that I made a mistake. From now onwards, I am not going to commit those things again. I am not going to repeat it. I will take the name of Lord. I am going to free myself, purify myself. I said, okay. So how to purify? Take the name of Rama. Now, where was Valmiki then? It was Ratnakara, another name. Ratnakara, he was the dacoit. And the sage, he asked him to repeat the name of Rama. Rama, Ramayati iti Rama. In Sanskrit they say, Ramayati iti Rama. The one who will give you joy, happiness, that is Rama. And what we want in our life? Joy, happiness. We want to, whenever I come through that way, I look at the wonderful name of that shop, Pot Belly. That means if you visit regularly, your belly will be like me. So Pot Belly. So that is a peculiar name they have given, and maybe some reason is there. The Pot Belly. And that type of thing will happen. You go, you repeat, and this thing happens. Once, okay. Sometimes, okay. But not regularly. So you have to be careful. Bhoga, all these attractions are there. You can enjoy, but with limitation. Otherwise, you are going to suffer. So this is the way the teaching comes. These two, when they met, that was called different yuga. Now I will show you a calculation. Can you remove that picture? See here, in this it shows that human, when we calculate, this is very peculiar. 6 months of human is a God 12 hours. And 1 year of human is 24 hours of God. So when we are completing 1 year, it is a day for a God. So the God's time is long. We will die. Suppose 100 years we are dying, but the same 100 years God will live many other more years. So human, 360 years is a God's 1 year. And in this calculation, this is called Brahma. The Brahma is the God. Then one person, he meditated on Brahma, prayed to Brahma for a long period of time. And then what happened? Brahma had to come because he is praying to Brahma. He was pleased. He came to give the boon. And this man told, give me the boon so that I can kill him. Brahma told, hey, what is it? Why you are asking for that? No, give me the bone, then I will kill you. And if you are no more there, then I will be eternally here, and no one will supersede me. With that calculation, he was praying and meditating and satisfied Brahma. Now Brahma, you have to give, because he has completed the austerity, practice austerity. If you are practicing austerity, you will get the blessings. Then the Brahma said, okay, wait for a day, I am coming back. And that man said, a day, no problem. I was meditating for so many years. But that was the human years. And Brahma calculated. Brahma said, after 1 day I am coming back. This is Brahma's day. And what is the Brahma's day? There are 4 yugas. Yuga means a time frame. And each it is sustained with 12,000 years of gods. 12,000 years of gods. That means 12,000 by 360, if you see, 43, 20, 100,000 times. So this is the years of human yuga. The year of each yuga, a total 4 yuga. And how it happens? Satya Yuga, it is 1728,000. Treta Yuga, 1296,000. Dwapara, it is 864,000 and Kali Yuga 4.3200,000. So these are the calculation the Purana gives. We are in the Kali Yuga. This is very small, 4,32,000, 4.3200,000. The 4 yugas is called Mahayuga. 1,000 Mahayuga equal to 12 hours of Brahma. And 2,000 Mahayuga means 1 full day of Brahma. Now the Brahma told, I will come back after 1 day. That means he has to wait over here 2,000 Mahayugas. And by that time he passed away, he died. And this is called the Pralaya. Pralaya means it's completion of the whole creation. And that is a huge number and the 1 year of Brahma. There is a word called Kalpa. The Kalpa means 1,000 of 4 yugas. Satya Treta Dapar Kali, Satya Treta Dapar Kali. It will go on repeating. For us it is a long period of time. For Brahma it is nothing. It's just creating Satya Yuga after a few days, the Treta, like that. For us, it's a long period of time. There's the Mahayuga. And it's called Manvantara. These are the words the Hindus, they all know. Manvantara. The one Manvantara means 1014. That means 71 times the 4 yugas are rotating. After 14 Manvantara, 1 kalpa, that ends the total creation called Pralaya. Right now, we are in 7th kalpa. And it is called Shveta Varaha Kalpa. And Manu of this Kalpa, Manu is the presiding deity who is ruling, is that Vaivashvata Manu. And the Yuga is Kali Yuga, is our present time. Why we are mentioning this? Because the question that will come to the Narada, the Rishi is asking. The Rishi said, he was visiting the Tapasya Dhyaniratam Tapasya Bhakmidam Varam Naradam Puriprapachya Valmiki Muni Pungavam. Then Valmiki Muni is asking Narada, and he was actually practicing austerity, Valmiki. After that, let me complete that story in the beginning. When the Valmiki sat, the Ratnakara sat, and then he was going on taking the name of Rama. And the story says it was very difficult for him to repeat completely the name Rama. To pronounce, it was difficult for him. Because his tongue could not pronounce it properly. Only simple name Rama, but he could not pronounce it. Then the Rishi Narada said, well, you say Mara. Mara will afterwards become Rama. So he went on repeating a story like that. Then he went on repeating. Many years after, when the Narada was passing through that, he saw a heap of mud. From that inside, the Rama, 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 the sound was coming. He went and broke it and found that same man was sitting over there. So he gave the name Valmiki. From cover of that, you have come out. So he became Valmiki, a great scholar, a great devotee, and he started completely changed life. He was sitting. One day Narada visited him. And when he was sitting and meditating and thinking, what is going to happen to this particular yuga? Now Satya Yuga completed. Satya Yuga is the longest period of time, and that time everyone was rishis, munis, like the Narada, like the 4 brothers, the Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar, they were in the Satya Yuga. all good people, and not many, of course. So there was no problem at all. Everybody was righteous, every one of them. Now, obviously, we don't find any avatara in the Satya Yuga. Now, after the Satya Yuga came Treta Yuga. In the Treta Yuga, this is Valmiki, and he was sitting over there, and he noticed that the bad thoughts are creeping up in the minds of the people. They're trying to cheat others. They're telling lies. And the behavior changing, the psychology changing. So he was wondering, what will happen to this? It is good that he was not here now. Now it is almost everyone is like that. But at that time, when he noticed that the thoughts are changing, people are changing, because selfishness is coming in the mind of the people, then he was worrying. And that is the time when Rama visited. And he was asking the Rama. So he was asking, Kosmin sampratam loke gunavan kascha viryavan dharmagyascha kritagyascha sattavaka didhabrataha. And he is asking, Sir, it is a good time that you have come. I was wondering, is there anyone who is having these qualities at our time? So what are the good time? What are the good qualities? He said, first he said, Asmin loke, in this world, sampratam, now, gunavan, endowed with excellent qualities, and of course he is having that mental power. Dharmagascha, a knower of righteousness. That's the first thing. The knower of righteousness. What is dharma? Majority of the people, they don't understand dharma. It's a very peculiar. And some of the ideas they're having, and they think that is the dharma, that is the righteousness, and they will not only follow that, they will inspire others also to follow that. By that way, a total confusion comes. And even after practicing the religion, so-called religion, no satisfaction, no peace, no development. So that is, righteousness is a very important word. Is there anyone who is having tremendous mental power? Why? To practice religion, you need tremendous mental power. Otherwise, you won't be able to do. Because you are fighting with yourself. You are not fighting with others. We are not fighting with other people. Fighting with ourselves. Our mind, tempting us to tell lies, to cheat others, to do something wrong. Thoughts is there. And of course, the modern society constantly going on feeding you with the messages that is going on, coming. They'll be telling this is happening, that is happening, which is correct, which is not, what is truth, what is all the untruth, we do not know. But we are going on getting those messages and getting inspired by that, influenced by those. So it's very difficult now at present. In those days, at the time of the Valmiki, it was not like that. Even then, Valmiki was worried. So he was asking, is there anyone who is having gunavan? So what is religion then? A human is transforming. Why? Because many good qualities. Religion not only the practices that do's and don'ts. And this day you should not eat this, that day you should not do that. That is not religion. Religion is a complete transformation. So that's why it says, gunavan, endowed with the excellent qualities. And of course, viryavan, he is having the tremendous mental power to continue that. I am not going to tell lies. Now, many of you have read the biography of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he took birth in a family where his father, not very rich man, he was of course well-off person in a village called Dere. He was having sufficient land and he was a nice family. Suddenly, the rich man of that area and the landlord, he came and told, hey, you are a person whom everybody accepts as a truthful person. Please come with me, and you have to go to the court and tell a lie in favor of me, because I am in a litigation, and as a witness, if you go and tell, then the judge will accept you, because everyone knows that you never tell lies. Tell only one lie, and I will give you a lot of money. If you don't do that, I will take away everything from you and will push you out from this village. He chose the second option. I am not going to tell the lie. Not only he, even his wife also supported that man. And he told, okay, no problem. If you are following the truth, I am also with you. Maybe that we have to wander on the street, we do not know where we will go. We have the children, we have so many big family. We have to feed others. But still no problem. In the name of God, we will go out. And they did, went out, without taking anything. It happened very recently, 200 years before. And that man went out afterwards, when he was passing another village. A rich man of that village, that he said, you better come and stay over here, because I have read in the Bhagavata, if in the locality there is a righteous person, whole locality get the blessings of God. I like to request you, come and stay. So Kamar Pukur, there he gave some land, small piece of land, and asked him to stay over there. From there he came, leaving everything. But by the grace of God, once again he got this. But look at the courage. When you suddenly, one person is coming and telling you that you have to break your vows and tell the lies in favor of me, otherwise I am going to throw you on the street. Maybe the gentleman will say, no, I am not going to break my vows. But the wife usually will say, what is there? Everybody says the lies. And you can better say one lie to save your family. And that is good. I cannot go out like that with so many people in the family, in the children. But she never said that. The husband and wife both together. This is called dharma. And it needs tremendous mental power. I am going to die, no problem. But I am not going to tell lies. So in his house only Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna advented, he came. So his father, Shrudiram Chattopadhyay, and he was that father. Now he says, is there anyone, the Gunavan, also Viryavan, the with power? Dharmakya, with no other righteousness. The righteousness, what I should do at what time, that is called righteousness. In the perfect time, I must take the action. And sometimes some people, they do not understand that, and in the name of religion, they commit sin. A lady was dying. She went to the river, somehow got into the water. She was not knowing swimming, and she was dying. Then the two brahmacharis, they were there. They observed, and both of them, they were discussing. Our teacher said, we are brahmacharis, celebrates. We should not look at the women. Forget about touching. Let her die. One said, let her die, because we are brahmachari. We cannot go and touch her. Another one plunged into the water, took her out, and helped her to reach back to her parents' house. So both of them came back in the ashrama. And the first one was complaining against the second one. Guruji, he has broken the teaching that you gave. The Guruji said, no, you have not followed my teaching. I never said this. Mentally you should not think, because you are practicing celibacy, and you should not physically also. But that was a time when it was not a male or a female. A person was dying. You are supposed to help that person, and he has done the right thing, righteousness. That is called dharma. In the war, when the great warrior and the Acharya Drona, he was the teacher, naturally, who will fight with him? So he was killing people against he was fighting against Arjuna and the Yudhishthira. And who will stop him? Even Arjuna could not do that. Then the Lord Krishna said, go and tell a lie, and he will stop. Otherwise, we cannot stop him. And if it continues like this, next day he will finish all of us. Even the man like Yudhishthira, who was doubting, shall I? And yes, you have to go. Because he believes you only. Bhima went and told, hey, I have killed your son, but he didn't believe. And because Bhima may tell lies, it is the Yudhishthira who never told lies. Krishna, the God himself, said, to save the life of so many thousands of people, go and tell this. So what is lie then? And what is truth then? It depends on the situation. So when you are saving the life of people, at that time, even if you are not telling the right thing, the truth, that is the truth. So this is the way. Righteousness is really, really very difficult. Shurashadha, this is very difficult to walk like this, the righteousness. Then he said another very wonderful, the quality of human being, Kritagya, a grateful, who remembers even little help from the others. Kritagyascha. Majority of us, we forget. We forget that so many people helped us to grow. When we were children, there were so many people all around us. They were helping us, looking after us. Even the neighbors, even the relatives, even the teachers, and of course the society, the police, the army, the military, they're all everywhere. They're all keeping the law and then helping us by that way. And we forget that. So akritagya is a human. If he is akritagya and he is not remembering those help and becoming grateful, he is not a human. So first you have to develop these qualities. So what is the philosophy of Ramayana? Transforming an ordinary human being into a God, a divine. How? By giving the first question, said, is there anyone at our time who is having these qualities, like he is having the tremendous mental power, and he knows the righteousness. What is righteousness? And he is grateful. The gratefulness. And to teach it in our scripture, from the beginning of their life, the students, they learn Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. Why? Those who are visiting your place, certainly they are hungry, they need some support. You have to share your things with them because they are the divine, they are God. You must always take care of your mother, your father. They are like gods. And these thoughts, this teaching, transforming the mind. Or otherwise, they will completely forget. No, this is a human being, they gave me birth, and that is their thing. Why I should have to care? Not like that. Is the human is just like the God, divine. So the philosophy of Ramayana begins with these beautiful ideas. Transformation of an ordinary human being into a divine. He said, is there anyone who is grateful? Satyavaka, then truthful in his statements. When he says something, either we deduct or we add unknowingly, but that is dangerous. Sometimes you say, oh, he's so good, so wonderful. But just the superlative we add, but that gives a wrong impression. And you think it may be good, really good. Then afterwards when you go, no, not like that. So when you are reporting, it must be perfect, exact. The newspapers, the media, they are supposed to do that. But for different reasons, they always give those type of information that their employers want. It's not truthfulness. And the thousands and millions of people, they are getting wrong information, wrong idea. Their decisions are also wrong in that way. So suppose we go to a doctor and he he checks up, and when he's writing, he writes a wrong information about the physical body. Oh, he is having this. He was not having. But if he writes that, that will be dangerous for that person. So whenever we are doing anything, we must be very, very attentive. So truthfulness, satyavaka. Whatever I have seen, I have heard, I know that I am telling satyavaka. Once so happened that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna went to a great personality in Calcutta. He was a great scholar, and he said, "Will you please visit me in Dakshineshwar? Vidyashadar Mahashaya." And he said, "Well, I'll visit you, sure." But he never came. Sri Ramakrishna never liked it. So why he said like that? If he is not going to visit me, why he said that he will come? Casually, we say, "Oh yeah, we'll go." But no, when he was saying, "I will go," you must go. And look at the young man Narendranath. When he said, "Will you visit me?" "I will try, sir," he said. Sri Ramakrishna appreciated. Look at it. He will try, he may not. The small little thing, the truthfulness, satyavaka, dila brataha, very far in his vows. So these are the wonderful qualities that we are learning from the Ramayana. In this Ramayana, when we find these qualities, then from there, from the qualities, we find the philosophy that a man should become God. He must develop those wonderful qualities to become God. We'll be discussing different characteristics of the Ramayana, and we'll find that in the Ramayana, sometimes they are kings, but they have the weaknesses. He is weak in some way, and obviously he is behaving in a very peculiar way. There's a Dasharatha. The Dasharatha, the great king, and he was ruling a huge country. Sometimes we say Ayodhya. Ayodhya only one city, but it is not. He was having a huge land under his control. And this Dasharatha was a great warrior, great ruler. And this Dasharatha, he believed. Now we will find that the influence of the Satyayuga was still there in the Treta Yuga. And Dwapara also. Kali it lowered, but the Treta Yuga, mantra Shakti was there. The power of the mantras. So he was not having any issue, not children, so he decided that some yajna I should perform, putreshti yajna, so that there I will offer and pray, and from the blessings of God I will have the children. So that he organized. The great rishis, they came, and they had that program done over there. And we know that when they were offering from the fire, a container came out with some porridge that he distributed among his 3 wives, and they, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna, they were born. At this time, we may say, "Oh, it's a story, how it is possible," but it is possible. Why? Because we know that mantra Shakti, the power of mantra, it It is there, it is possible. You know, one of our Swamiji, he went for collection somewhere in Maharashtra, and I heard from him, and he was telling, and that naturally the people, they believe the Swamis, those who are having the Gerua, they are having the supernatural power. I am not like that. We have come to become a good person, but not that every Swami will have the spiritual power and they can fight with the ghost. They asked him to stay in a house, it was a haunted house. The Swami never knew. And what to say, we cannot say no. He said he was not feeling well, all alone, away from the village, a lonely house. That's okay, one night somehow I will pass. And in the night, midnight, suddenly he was sleeping. Some sound, something, he got up and saw a big eye is coming from the wall. And then near the door there is a wall, and from inside the wall it was coming out, and it was coming towards him. He jumped up and started taking the name of God. He was the Sriram Ramakrishna Mission Swami, so naturally the mantra he was taking. The moment he was taking that mantra, and he was taking that mantra with sound, we are not supposed to, but because no one was there and he was afraid, and he shouted in that way the mantra. The moment he uttered the mantra, that goes to enter him. Now again when he is stopping, it is coming out. Again he is attacking. Whole night he went on taking loudly the name of Sri Ramakrishna, taking the mantra, and next morning the whole villagers in a big group, they all came, and when he looked from the window, they saw him there, and there was a great joy, and they were beating the drums, they were showering the flower petals. So what happened? You are the only Swami who have survived. Previously 2, 3 they passed away. Okay. So this is the foolishness of the people. They think the religion means the people, those who are following, having this type of qualities. But mantra shakti, with the mantra shakti, that power of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's name saved him. So this is even in today's life, it is possible. Why not at the time of the Treta Yuga, almost immediately after the Satya Yuga? So we have to remember this. The Satya Yuga, everything was perfect. All were righteous. The 12 rishis were there, and 4 brothers were there. Narada himself was there. But these are the wonderful people at the Satya Yuga. And Satya Yuga, there is no avatar. Why? Avatar comes to establish the righteousness, to show the path, how to go towards God. So that is the work of the avatar. Dharma sthabana. And Satya Yuga it was not necessary, so no avatar. Treta Yuga, Ramachandra. How he was born? In a very mysterious way, miraculous way. His father organized the yajna. From there, Lord Vishnu himself came. In the Bhagavata, we find when our Brahmaji, he was creating the creation, in the beginning he used only Sattva Guna, and all were good people, so Satya Yuga. Then other 2 qualities are also there, so he thought, let me use these 2. So he used some Raja and little Tama. Sattva was there, mixed up with Raja and Tama. A few characteristics that we find at the time. And in the society we find there are different groups of people called Deva, then Yaksha, then Danava, Banara, and the birds were also there. But they are all human beings. The story goes in such a way as if they are birds, they are monkeys. No, they are all human beings. But they used to take that type of the symbol, we can say. Like the symbol lion is a symbol of the Great Britain. Does it mean all the the Britishers are lions. No, not like that. There was the symbol of the snake. So Naga, a different type of groups of people, they were there. Nagas were there. They are the worshippers of the snake. So they used to keep big pictures maybe or the images of the snake. But they were not actually the snakes. The Panara, Hanumana, they were not monkeys of the trees, of the jungle. They were human beings. Their bears were there, Balluka. That was also a group of people, very powerful people, but tribal people. And in the Bhagavata, it is very clearly it is mentioned where they used to live, this group of people. Among them there was Manava. The Manava means human being. And this human being, they were not physically that powerful, but intellectually they were powerful. So developed one type of weapon, by that they could fight with others. When we see the war between Ravana and Sri Rama, you will never find they are using the bow and arrow, not all of them. Mostly is wrestling. They used to go and have the wrestling and sometimes using the sticks, sometimes throwing the stones. That was the weapon. And they were terrified when Sri Rama and Lakshmana went with the very advanced in those days weapon, the bow and arrow. They never saw this. And they never saw the dagger, the sword. So obviously they were afraid. Only thing, when our writers, they write in such a way, we think, oh, this is all imagination. It is not imagination, it is the truth. And only those who could afford or had the training used it. Rama and Ravana both used the bow and arrow. Not all. Hanumana, he used to fight only with the stones and mostly used to go with his fist, used to give a terrible knock on the head and kill a person, a Danava. So like that only. So majority of the people, they didn't die, they were injured. So when the Rama, after the war, coming back, most of them, they are coming back. How it is possible? They said that they were treated and they came back. In the beginning itself, if we notice, there's the wonderful Ramayana book. He gave the explanation because the Rama, before the war, planned in such a way, a group of people will be there. The moment someone is injured, they will take care of them. But the Ravana didn't keep that. If someone is injured, throw him in the water. Because the ocean was there nearby, throw him. Who is going to waste time treating him? So that was their way. But the Ramchandra, he took care of it. We will come to the stories and some of the characters. Today only we will mention that there are characteristics like the rishis were there, kings were there, princes were there, and ordinary people, they were also there. How the two brothers there having the dialogue between them, the Rama and the Bharata. When the Bharata's mother, he saved the life of her husband, Dasharatha, and got a blessing. And she told, I will ask when time comes. And when it was declared that Rama is going to be coronated, he will be the king, then someone told her, this is the best time, you better go and tell. No, this is not Rama. He should be sent to exile and my son should be the king. What we see, in those days, this type of selfishness also crept in the mind of the people. It was the Treta Yuga, immediately after Satya Yuga. That's why I showed you the Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. These things happened in the Kali Yuga because that is the nature of the Kali Yuga. Cheating people, telling lies, and that is the nature of the Kali Yuga. Most of the people, they do it. But in those days, why this lady, because the influence was always there. The Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali, in all these four, always there was three qualities, Sattva, Raja and Tama. And Tama, it is now more at this present age. But Sattva is also there. So we have to raise ourselves to the Swatika condition. And that is the benefit of studying Ramayana. In our next class, I don't know whether there will be chances or not, or others will continue. We will learn on how wonderful way different characters, the Rama's mother, Rama's father, Rama's brothers, how they are teaching us how to stick to the righteousness and make every mind in a very high level. And we can conclude, because most of us, we know the stories of the Ramayana. When the day it was declared Rama is going to be the king, that night suddenly information came, no, you have to go in exile. How he took it. It was no wonder for him. He told us, okay. Only in the morning, someone announced, the king announced, that you are going to be the king after me. In the evening, king could not say, but some information came. Someone announced, sorry, you have to go in exile for 14 years. He took it both in the same way. Just try to think on this. You were supposed to be the king. And after a few hours, he said, no, you have to leave this country and go in exile. What he will do? With all your people, he will attack, isn't it? He will attack and he will abuse his language and whatever possible to stick to the power. But Rama didn't do that. Even his father told that you better arrest me, and it is allowed in the Kshatriyas. You can arrest me and capture, become the king. I am telling you. He said, no, father, never. Once you have given the word, you must keep the word. And he taught that to his father. Thank you, friends. And in our next session, we will have that. If you have any question on this topic, we can discuss. Do you have any question on this? Yeah, please.
Thank you, Swami, very much. Thank you very much, Swamiji. One question, it's beautifully explained in Ramayana, as you mentioned, so many different characters. About Ma Sita, Jagadamba, I don't know when the next lecture would be, so it's hard for me to curb on my curiosity. So if you can say something about Sita Ma, Janaki, some believe it's a Prakriti, some believe Jagadamba, or what is the significance of her role?
See, there are two ways we should try to analyze. Any one of us, we are all divine. In one way, we are all divine. So obviously, Hindus, they believe that when the God is functioning, that power is a lady form. That's all. It is not that it is a lady or a mother, nothing like that. As because the creation, sustenance and destruction, all three are performing with the power. So we have given a lady form, that's a mother form. It is God's power only. Sita is that. Another is normal life. As because he was the daughter, foster daughter of King Janaka, he was Janaki. And her name was Sita. Sita means, there is a tradition, even the king will go and plow. The first day, king will go with all people and they will plow. When they went over there, they found that little girl lying over there. So they the king adopted that girl, and that's called, give the name Sita, because when you are plowing, the short part of that is called Sita. the sharp part of that machine is called Sita. So they gave the name Sita. So she became the Sita, then the Janaki. And of course, that she was having excellent qualities. We will discuss that. And she, from her only, the tradition of the women's responsibility changed. Before her, majority were given the opportunity to research. So they were Brahmavadinis. When the Sita is going round in the jungle, meeting some of the other ladies, they were all practicing meditation, researching, and then coming out with the truth. They were all Brahmavadinis. Then what do the researchers do? They will be observing and recording, then they come to a conclusion. So we have observed in this way, so this is the thing, it happens. So by that way, the male, female, both they used to research. And because of that, Brahmavadi, Brahmavadini, husband, wife both, but they were dedicated to develop this knowledge. After the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, it was not necessary. It was necessary to establish the society, human family, husband, wife, relatives, children. So that was the time when Sri Ramchandra came. It is God. And God's power came as his wife, and she followed the husband like a shadow. And she told, when you were living as a king, I enjoyed the palace. Now that you are going to the jungle, should I be here and enjoying the palatial, all this thing? No. As a wife, I should also follow you. If you notice that the dharma is changing, responsibility is changing. When the Sita is meeting another lady in the jungle, she told Sita, from now onwards, you need not to practice the austerity diet we practiced. Now you should become the wife of a husband. The husband-wife, this conception, it came from Ramachandra. So that is the Sita was playing that part. Thank you. Any other? Okay then, we will conclude. Please repeat after me, Shanti 3 times, and we will conclude. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. 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 Harihi Om. Thank you, friends. Thank you for attending. The December will be our last, then January, February will be closed. Again with March will start. So December we will announce. In December there will be Mother's Tithi Puja on 22nd. It is a Sunday. If you like to come, please visit our website and register your name. And no charges, free. But we like to count the heads so that we can prepare the prasad for food. Lunch will be given. So please do that. 24th December, we will observe the Christmas Eve. And please join us on the 24th December again. Thank you.